gamers. Hello, what is up? It is time to play some Ace Attorney because I put up the poll on my Discord and Ace Attorney won 6-4. So, yeah, play more funny Miles music. I say, didn't I might be able to stick around. Well, that's fine, Ludo. Good luck on the essay whenever you go to work on it. Anyways, let's just there we go. Gaming. All right. So let's just go ahead and start the second episode. Turnabout Airlines. The murder that occurred in my office. The return of the great thief Yatagarasu. Thinking back, everything began on that fateful day, 2 days ago. Two days earlier. Ooh, we got a flashback case. I was like, no way that's blood. It's like, oh, it's just grape juice. Yes, everything began high up in the air, 9,000 feet in the air to be precise. Thank you for flying iFly Airlines. We are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. We are asking all passengers to please return to their seats and fasten their seatbelts. Nice ketchup stain. You're gonna get it all over the carpet though. That's pretty cringe if you do. March 12th, 6:13 a.m. Flight I-390, first floor lounge. Why do I feel like I just woke up from a horrible nightmare? 6:13, huh? Guess I was out cold for about 10 minutes. Huh. Slight turbulence indeed. Blood. Hello, Zach. Welcome in. Ladies and gentlemen, we are currently experiencing some slight turbulence. For your safety, we ask that you return to your seats and fasten your seat belts. Suppose turbulence is to be expected on a flight, though admittedly I'm less than comfortable with anything resembling earthquakes. What's this? A travel wallet? But it's not mine. How did someone else's travel wallet wind up in my pocket? My head. Why won't this headache go away? I'll take care of this travel wallet later, or hand it off to an attendant. Ugh. From earthquake-like turbulence to an elevator. What am I doing hesitating like this? Actually, I know full well why I hesitate. It was when I was still but a young child. I was caught up in a murder that happened in an elevator. But how long am I going to let my past haunt me? It's just an elevator. I'm a grown man now. I need to behave like one. What the? What in the world happened? A man died. Is there something wrong, sir? I must ask that you please return to your seat. Eek! He's dead. Please, calm down. We mustn't jump to conclusions without all the facts. I don't know, Miles. It looks pretty dead to me. What's wrong? Did something happen? You murderer. No, you have it all wrong. It wasn't me. March 12th, 6:31 a.m. Flight, blah. Second floor, first class. Everyone, I am sorry to interrupt, but I have an important announcement. I am one of your flight attendants today, Rhoda Tenero. Fortunately, we have just had a minor accident on this flight. Yeah, just a murder. Just a minor accident, unfortunately. Just a little bit of murder. No big deal. Accident. Don't treat us like we're stupid. I caught a glimpse of it, and it was a murder. What murder? What's going on with this flight? Everyone, please calm down. There's no reason to panic. The flight will stay on course and make its scheduled landing. We are still currently in the middle of a rough patch of turbulence. So until we are out of this area of turbulence, I ask that you please remain seated. Minor accident. You know, someone's dead, blood everywhere. Just a minor issue. True. But someone was killed, right? I mean, what about the killer? Let me off. Please, there's no need to feel threatened. We have already apprehended the culprit. I ask that everyone please remain calm. What the heck is he talking about? Why should we remain calm? My name is Miles Edgeworth. I'm a prosecutor, and I assure you, I am not the killer. Huh, being a prosecutor doesn't make you incapable of murder, buddy. Sounds like a classic flight out of Newark, honestly. I've never been on a plane before, so I'm gonna have to take your word on that, Jake. Now you listen here. I am not the killer. I simply found the body. So you say, however. I am sure that you were the perpetrator of this crime. I swear on my honor as a professional flight attendant. Oh, is that right? I know what I saw, and there's even very strong, incriminating evidence to back me up. What kind of incriminating evidence is she talking about? We've already alerted the proper authorities at our destination. Until we land, you will remain in our custody by the powers vested in our captain. I'm very sorry, but please understand our situation. Your situation? I'm more concerned with mine and the direction it's going in. I'm not about to just sit idly by while I get accused of murder. Miss Tenero, is it? Yes? I was wondering if you might give me a chance. A chance to do what? A chance to plead my case. And a chance to ask what you meant by incriminating evidence just now. To accuse a passenger of such a grave crime without allowing him to give a proper defense. Can the professional flight attendant inside of you really call this action righteous? You have a point. Very well. I'll listen to what you have to say. But be wary of what you reveal. I'm afraid you'll only look even more suspicious among us if your explanation fails to satisfy. I also do not have the time to deal with you all day, so please make it quick. Of course, as you wish. Good. Very well then. Let's get started. I know for a fact that I didn't kill that man in the elevator. What I don't know is what sort of evidence she has up her sleeve. But I'm certain it doesn't fit with how the crime really occurred. By the powers vested in me, I pronounce you bamboozled. Again. Jake, how have I been bamboozled, Jake? What have you done? Oh, we're going straight into this. Okay. What Miss Tenero saw. I swear to tell the whole truth as a professional flight attendant. Wait. Oh, I do have evidence, okay. Unfortunately for you, Mr. Edgeworth, I am certain you are the killer. The scene I saw in front of the elevator. It was you, standing there with fresh blood dripping off of the murder weapon. So if you would please cooperate, we'll turn you in just as soon as we land. That's it? That's her evidence? I don't think you could ask for a more perfect witness testimony. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? Not really. It's hardly perfect when there's a gaping hole in it. Yeah, I think I know what it is. I have a feeling I know what it is, because he was holding the travel wallet. Miss Tenero. What is with the yelling all of a sudden? Force of habit. Well, it doesn't matter. Miss Tenero, you say you saw the murder weapon dripping with blood, is that correct? Yes, all that blood. Drip, drip, drip. Drip? Goku drip? Just recalling that scene sends a chill down my spine. Sorry, but your so-called professional flight attendant training has failed you. What? I'd like to direct your attention to this. Do you know what this is? It's a travel wallet, right? But it looks a little big and bulky. The thing you saw me holding when I discovered a dead body in the elevator was this very travel wallet, Miss Tenero. What? Impossible. Now then, do you still think I am the killer? That I killed him with a travel wallet? But I saw blood dripping from the wallet. I know I did. As you can see, this wallet is clearly stained. But if you would be so kind as to take a whiff, I think you'd agree it's only grape juice. Yes, the infamous red grape juice. Then, that's right. You mistook grape juice for blood. The murder weapon dripping with blood does not, in fact, exist. No. There, that should clear up that pesky accusation. Wait just a sec. That is, I mean, even a wallet could be deadly if it was wrapped around something heavy. I demand that you show me what's inside. She's trembling and tacked on please at the end. Sounds like I've got her. There's no need to look inside. Even you can tell from its appearance that it's light. No, I can't be sure of anything until I see the contents of that wallet for myself. Sigh. She's a persistent one. I suppose we have no choice but to see what's inside. Mr. Nero, if you would be so kind as to open the wallet and check its content for me. Alright. I usually don't pry into passengers' belongings, but we have no choice here. Seems that this passport is all that's in here. As you saw, there is nothing but a passport inside. This renders your wallet was the murder weapon argument moot. Wouldn't you agree? Please hear me out, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it now? Well, I was wondering, whose passport is it exactly? Can I take a look? Why not? I'm rather curious myself. This is just as I thought. This travel wallet belonged to Mr. Ackby Hicks, which makes it the victim's property. You stole the victim's wallet, didn't you? How dare you? You said it yourself. You claimed to be holding this wallet in your hands when I found you. Perhaps I did misconstrue the wallet for the murder weapon, but it seems that I wasn't wrong about who the culprit is. Yeah, we still only have... As you claim, the murder weapon is not the travel wallet. However, it is something you stole from Mr. Hicks after you were done with the vile deed. I find it hard to believe myself, but your motive was very simple. You were out to steal Mr. Hicks' money, weren't you? So even though I didn't have the murder weapon on me, you still suspect me, I see. You stood up at the crime scene with the victim's wallet in your hands. How can I turn a blind eye and not suspect you of foul play? Alright, just gonna say... What have I missed? Murder happened. That's it. Just claim... Where was it? I feel like I know which one it is. It's very simple. You're out to steal Mr. Hicks' money. So, I mean, if you look at this, there's money on the ground. So, I don't know, it seems pretty... Yeah. I'm too good at this game. My brain is so massive. I wonder if I might get a word in, Miss Tenero. What is it now? Miss Nero, I wonder if you noticed the contradiction within your own testimony. Yo, what are you talking about? Yo, you got the limited edition DS with save states? Yes, I did. There's only like 3 of them in existence. It's simply impossible that the motive for this murder was monetary theft. One glance at the crime scene should have told you that. What about this scene would prove that the money on the ground... Hold on, I'm just actually gonna... If I may direct your attention to the things strewn all over the floor. Ah, that's right. The floor is covered in bills and coinage. By your rationale, these were the very things the killer was after. Ah! I think we can assume that the wallet fell during the victim's struggle with his killer. And I would think that the killer would have noticed something like money scattering everywhere. Furthermore, as you can see, there was no effort made by the killer to gather the money. But the wallet... Hi, yes, the wallet. You will also recall that the only thing in it was Mr. Hicks' passport. Ah. If you are really insisting that it was a crime based on greed, then you're claiming that it was all for an empty travel wallet. Forgive me. Please. Hey, what the heck? Are you saying that the attendant's wrong? So that guy isn't the killer? Ha, don't believe it, everyone. It's a trick. Yeah, sorry guys, it was all just a prank. It was all just a prank, you know, that was a fake dead body. Will you all please be quiet? Miss Tenero. Yes? You lost your cool when you saw the dead body. Plus, the lounge was dark, and looking into the light from the elevator, it's easy to see how you mistook the wallet in my hand for the murder weapon. I take no offense that you thought I was the killer. Imagine every other passenger in the flight just overhearing Edgeworth go, "Objection!" Yeah. Someone's just taking a shit in the plane bathroom, and you just suddenly just hear someone in the other room yell, "Objection!" And thinking, what the fuck? Yeah. Thank you for releasing me. Huh. That's an interesting font. I didn't know Gaster was in this game. What is it now? What the fuck? What the fuck? Miss Tenero, if you could please translate, I'd be much obliged. Sounds like Borginian, but I don't understand any of it. There's another attendant on this flight who... I said that he is giving the runabout. Who the fuck has a court case on an airplane? Clearly Ace Attorney people. I don't require an interpreter. I speak English just well, see? You, the attendant. Yes, sir. I want this person to be under the arrest until we arrive at the airport. I'm sorry, sir, but what exactly are you hoping for? What is it you want? I'm finished talking to the likes of you. Please, I would like to hear why you would like me to be held under arrest until we land. You, how dare you try to waste my time? You're the one who stuck your nose into my affairs. I wanted to spend even at least one more second with my precious art. I have no time for other things. I know what you are. I see through you. Solvent. Yes, I am pretty sure that's how you say it in English. Well, I'd hope that I don't dissolve in water, but I don't think that's what you mean. I'm sorry, but I don't think I caught your name. I am Zinc LeBlanc II. I'm a very wealthy man in the Borginia. But I am not an ordinary rich man. I am an art dealer, a rich seller of beauty. Mr. LeBlanc, what did you mean just now? Pardon? When you said that Mr. Edgeworth was giving me the runabout. I have to explain? Unbelievable. I will say it once and only once. I do not have even a second to waste. Time is money, as they say. Yeah, so you continue to blather on. Saw it, yes I did. I saw the victim go onto the elevator, going down to the lounge. This plane has a lounge? Wait, this plane has an elevator. What the fuck? It was exactly at 6 o'clock. And what's the significance of that time? At 6, he says. Wait, you saw him at 6? Oh, well, what's the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? He understands, I see. I come into plane elevator. You're welcome in, Goblin. Miss Attendant, what time did you discover the body? Well, it was a little after that patch of turbulence, so I would say around 6:15. Ah! Hicks was his name, was it? Then I say that man Hicks was killed in the 15-minute time span. And the only person in the lounge at that time was this prosecutor, yes? Bro, what'd it do? What'd it do, though? Yeah, I was in my seat the whole time. Me too. I was watching the movie and enjoying a fine glass of grape juice. I was still eating. Still haven't finished, see? The other passengers have an alibi, so you have no problem with them, I suppose. No compliant, I see. Not a single word against this, right? I have no way of discounting what you have put forth at this point, but it wasn't me. Oh, so you say. But do you have what you say, the evidence? Mr. Edgeworth, are you really the culprit after all? Mr. LeBlanc, I suppose you are quite certain what you saw, enough to give testimony? Of course, I was looking at the man the whole time. Playing with that annoying little, small machine the whole time. Machine? Yes, that's what you people call it in English, yes? It's making me crazy with the click, click, click. From that description, it sounds like some sort of small computer. I believe what Mr. LeBlanc is talking about is a cell phone. I have to say that I did see him playing with it quite a bit myself. A simple cell phone? A laptop organizer I can see, but that's kind of low budget. Rich people, I guess. Wow. Wow, Edgeworth. I hate that noisy little machine in his hand. Not a fragment of beauty. All it produces is ugly sounds. Anyways, I know what I saw. Miss Tenero. Yes? I was wondering if I might be granted permission to examine the crime scene. What? You want to examine the crime scene? If you would grant me a little measure of time, I'm sure I could produce the real culprit. I don't like the sound of that. Fox in the duck pen. Yes, I think that's how you say it in English. It's fox guarding the hen house, and I believe my innocence was proven earlier. And if I'm given the chance, I can clear up all the remaining doubts. Miss Tenero, if you wait until we arrive, there is a good chance that some evidence will have been destroyed by then. I understand. Let me see what the captain has to say. Ha, this should not be approved. Please, Mr. LeBlanc. In an emergency, all decisions are made by the captain alone. Now please wait here while I go ask the captain what to do. I'll be right back. You are not planning to erase evidence when you are doing your investigation, yes? Of course not. Ha, we will see. Mr. Edgeworth, you have the captain's permission to investigate the crime scene. What? Unbelievable. I am in your debt, Miss Tenero. However, there is one condition. I am to supervise you. Can you agree to that? Of course, I see no problem with that stipulation. It's only natural, as I am still a suspect in this case. I take full responsibility and will watch Mr. Edgeworth's every move. I hope this is reassurance enough that there will be no foul play. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, shall we proceed? If you should need my help with anything, please feel free to touch the partner button. It's time to head to the scene of the crime, the first floor lounge. Who are you? Excuse me, but may I have a word with you? You there. Yawn. If you need something, please ask Miss Rhoda over there, okay? What the? Hey, wake up, you. Which Ace Attorney game is this? This is Ace Attorney Investigations 1. I'm terribly sorry that she's being so rude, Mr. Edgeworth. No need for you to apologize. I just find it hard to believe she's asleep on the job. If I were her boss, I'd see to it that her salary was cut so low that it was in the red. March 12th. Why does this plane have multiple floors? Why does a plane have multiple floors? Is this like a rich people thing? This is why we eat the rich. I want to thank you for your help back there, Miss Tenero. It was nothing. You should thank the captain for granting you permission. And just so everything is perfectly clear, I still don't trust you to that extent. I don't want you to think your standing with me has changed. I see. I will bear that in mind. Received an order from the captain earlier. He wanted you to know that we reserve the right to stop your investigation if we feel you are not making progress. And when we do, he asks that you please return to your seat at that time. So my time runs out at his and his crew's discretion, does it? I have to find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's testimony before time's up. I understand. By the way, is there any place you can think of where the killer might hide on board? I don't think so. After every first-class passenger was accounted for at his or her seat, we made a thorough search of the plane. As for business and economy class, no one can move between those two classes in first class without a staff keycard. We found no record of a keycard being used at all. Seems that I have a first-class killer on my hands. At least I know that much for sure. One other thing. No one else has been allowed near this crime scene since the murder was discovered either. Now then, let's get started. But where should we start from? Let's start with Mr. LeBlanc's statements. The crime occurred between 6 a.m. and 6:15 a.m. During that interval, the only person in the lounge was myself. Is it a rich-ass plane? True! Which would make me the prime suspect. Prime? Speaking of prime, Prime Gaming. However, since I did not kill Mr. Hicks, it means that the killer was around somewhere. Clap. I can't believe what an actual big brain deduction. Good job, Edgeworth. Good job, Edgeworth. You didn't kill him, so that means the killer was somewhere else. If we are to believe that what you say is true, then yes. First order of business will be to gather information to win your trust. Five-head Edgeworth. Alright. I guess inspecting the body is the best first option. Floors, this is elevator service. Only the first and second, although it can go down to the cargo hold. However, that requires a flight crew keycard. So the only floors accessible to passengers are the first and second, huh? Won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook and cranny. Alright. Guess this one seems... Doubt anyone was expecting to find a dead body in an elevator on this flight. So Mr. Hicks, he's really dead? Yes. She's trembling, although I can't fault her for that when there's a corpse right there. Suspicious? Among Us? Mr. Hicks, if you're really dead, then please answer yes. She's over the trembling now, although a new symptom seems to have appeared. Anyways, I should focus on the victim's body. Let's see. There's blood on the back of Mr. Hicks' head. Could that be the cause of death? Appears to have been struck very hard. Even his glasses are broken. What is this sinister-looking figure on the floor here? Oh, that's a piggy bank of our company mascot, Mr. iFly. VOD says Among Us real. It's just one of the many pieces of merchandise we sell at our in-flight shop. This plane has multiple floors, a working elevator, a cargo hold, and a shop. What? The bank is a limited edition. This bank is a limited edition and is so popular that we're down to our last one. You have an in-flight shop. See, Edgeworth gets it. Edgeworth gets it. Yes, it's just beyond the lounge to the right. The shutter to the store is closed at the moment, but it was open the whole flight up until Mr. Hicks' body was discovered. There's blood on here. Could this have been the murder weapon? This plane must look so bulky. Yeah, jeez. God, this isn't... Xander, this isn't a train. This is a plane. Yeah. Hold on. I wanna... Logic is dumb in this game. I wonder if do these two connect? Do these two connect? Of course they do. Of course they do. Of course the two obvious pieces of logic connect. That really shouldn't have been. A statue with blood on it, lying next to the body of a man who was beaten to death. It's a plane or a yacht? both, I guess. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, I think I figured something out. Yes? What is it? The way the blood is on this, it looks like it matches up with the wound on his head. Well, aren't we deserving of the Master of the Obvious title? Speak for yourself, Edgeworth. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? Don't you think that's worth investigating? It would appear that this figurine is our murder weapon. Oh, I just knew it. I mean, I can't think of any other connection. Perhaps Master of the Obvious would be more befitting. Ah, yes, my yacht also has an elevator. True. Alright, let's examine that. Money is strewn out all over the floor on the elevator. I would guess it was all in Mr. Hicks' wallet at some point. Doubt anyone was examining my dead body, yeah. Wait, is that something in his pocket? There's something sticking out of his pocket. Hope you won't mind if I take a look at what's inside. Why does the Ace Attorney OST slap so hard? It just do. It just do. If you like this soundtrack, wait till you hear the soundtrack in the sequel. The sequel has such a banger OST. It's a picture. It looks like it was taken inside a building somewhere. I wonder what was hanging off this lanyard. Something's missing from this picture. Now if I could just put my finger on it. There's no grape juice residue on the sole of his shoes, making it highly unlikely that Mr. Hicks entered this elevator after the turbulence. Oh. Okay, I see. Just gonna save state real quick, just in case I'm slightly off. This spot somehow connected to any of the evidence I hold. Mr. Hicks' machine is nowhere to be found. His machine? His cell phone, Miss Tenero. So I guess it's because it's not here. Yes, I think we can safely deduce that the killer took it. Missing cell phone. Okay, I think this is everything here. I'd already deduced, so... Alright. A pity that a bronze statue knows not when good drink has been spilt at its feet. This is a statue of our founder, Mr. Hugo Eyefly, who was a big fan of grape juice. I'm sure he would be thrilled if he knew so much grape juice was here at his feet. Is that a hint of hero worshipping I detect? The in-flight shop is just beyond these shutters, but we don't have permission to open them, so I'm afraid I must leave them closed. There must still be clues to be found here in this lounge. I must remain ever vigilant. Glasses and candles thrown into disarray by the turbulence. It's been a while since I've seen this big of a mess. It's terribly embarrassing, but I thought it was an earthquake for a second. And I frantically started searching for gas valves to shut off. Guess the shaking of the plane was bad enough to be mistaken for a real earthquake. Not that I would know, since I was unconscious for most of it. Just topple over chair, yet another victim of the turbulence. Ah, no, look at all that grape juice staining the back. May not look it, but this chair was extremely valuable. It was? Yes, it was used when the Rocker Pals came to tour this plane. Rocker Pals' leaders sat in this very chair. I'm sorry, but what are these Rocker Pals? Can't believe you've never heard of them. They're all the rage. The Rocker Pals are an extremely popular international band. They added the pals part as they became more popular, especially among teens. Ah, that explains it. I'm not really one for the music of today. Yo, Boomer Edgeworth? Real? Maybe I should ask Detective Gumshoe about them later. Second thought, I can already see how confusing the conversation would get. What or who is this? This is a bronze statue of the founder of iFly Airlines. Mr. Hugo iFly. Same Edgeworth, current music sucks. True. Although I wouldn't know much about music anyways. All I listen to is video game OSTs and anime music. The one on the left is of when he was in his 40s and the other is of him in his 80s. Did the man actually age in the span of 4 decades? Maybe I need to squint more. These counter windows offer a glimpse of the sky, but these clouds, they tell me nothing. Mr. Edgeworth, you look like you're talking to the clouds. Is that so? Tell me, what do you suppose I said to them? I don't know, but it looked like a rather one-sided conversation. The clouds, they tell me nothing. There are a few copies of Sky Magazine in the magazine rack. This month's special is an English trivia quiz. That's not a bad idea. I've heard that the youth of today don't know a particle. Yeah, particle from a participle. Okay, I got confused. God, Edgeworth just called me out. God, wow. Now, please don't go around confusing people with made-up words, Mr. Edgeworth. Who's ever heard of such a silly word as participle? Case in point. These bottles and glasses must have been broken by the turbulence. There's quite a bit of broken glass here. Please be careful when passing through the area. Thank you very much for the warning, Mr. Edgeworth. However, no matter how kind you are towards me, know that it does not clear up any suspicions I have about you. I wasn't warning you for the sake of clearing my name. The store leads to the flight attendant's room, but please understand that it's off-limit to unauthorized personnel. The room is giving off the scent of women's perfume. One would think that perfume would smell great, however to me it simply smells. Based! 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 Not that I have any interest in what lies behind this door. Perhaps we should turn to the investigation, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Sorry, I spaced out for a second there. This grand piano is the pride of this plane. It can play the music of whatever CD we insert into its CD drive. That's not a piano, it's more like an overgrown music box. Ah, but its keys to press along with the music, as though there really is someone playing it. Is it more anime and music? That's real music. It's from the 70s and 80s. I just listen to anime and game music 24/7. Hold on. Just getting rid of some pings. Alright. People have entirely too much money to waste on overly complex toys. Is there any... Wait, let's see. Anything I can do in logic? Who was the killer? The killer was the elevator. I wanna try that actually. I might say the killer was in the elevator and then got out while Edgeworth was asleep. Yeah, okay, I was right. Based elevator. Sure, there wasn't anyone else in the lounge other than myself right before the turbulence. But if the killer was in the elevator along with the victim, then that's a different story. Okay. I'll check. look, see if there's anything I missed along the walls. No, not really. Anything? Well, actually, no, I can't go upstairs. Oh, okay. I tried inspecting their game. There's some spilled grape juice in front of the elevator. I assume it was spilled during turbulence. Oh, we must clean that up or someone might get hurt. Ah. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I found some very important evidence. What is the important piece of evidence in this scene? I think it might be the very obvious footprints.
Take that!
What is it? They're a little smudged, but I think we can both agree that they are a set of footprints. So you think, yes, these belong to our killer. Oh, then maybe we should check the shoe sizes of everyone in first class. I don't think that will be of any help to us. Unfortunately, the prints are too smudged, which will make it hard to get a definitive match. Oh, I see. There's actual game experience. Ace Attorney, everything I've seen is the memes. Yeah, the memes is what got me into Ace Attorney. You know, stuff like the almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas and stuff like that. Alright. I think it would be these two, because that proves the killer walked out of the elevator. I have it. I'm sorry, but I don't understand, Mr. Edgeworth. I can prove that someone other than myself was here around the time of the murder. What? Really? Yeah. It's rather simple, actually. The proof is in the pudding, or rather, the grape juice in this case. These footprints here confess to me this very fact, that someone exited the elevator alive. Seeing as how the victim is dead, that would mean a second person. But couldn't the footprints be from Mr. Hicks himself? Ah, but if you take a look at our victim's shoes, you can see the soles are spotless, which means Mr. Hicks wasn't alone in the elevator. In fact, it's quite the opposite. There's actually one other person inside the elevator. We did it! Let's go! Investigation complete. What's going on over there? More moon runes. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. I'm just gonna take a look through some stuff that I have now. This man is 62. Okay. That would mean a second person came out alive. LMAO, no shit. Yeah, welcome to Ace Attorney. It is the same level as bad as if the plane arrived late. But the movie... Well, I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? There is no emergency. Please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. My man's turning into a tomato? Oh wow, yeah, true, he was. What nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you could please tell me what you saw in detail once more. Fine, suit yourself. Alright, time for the classic Ace Attorney action. What I saw. I'm certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusions seem to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lounge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony, if you think you can destroy it, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyways, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow, and fast. what I saw. Alright, I'm gonna do some pressing, just in case. Because I think I know what to present, but I'm just gonna be safe here. Now that I actually have more evidence to work with. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course I saw what was inside. And you were sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outbreak is a bit too important to let go. Oh wow, I was right about pressing at least. The only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. I mean, is that conclusive enough, though? I'm gonna save state just in case.
Objection!
Okay, yeah, it is. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There's a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting thing here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Ah yes, grape juice, of course. Jake, you wanna know what's funny? A lot of the mentions of grape juice in this game are actually not translation errors, or like, you know, them trying to get rid of alcohol. It actually is still grape juice in the Japanese version in most cases. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Oomph! There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Can you please translate for us? No way, that's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. This person kind of looks like a One Piece character. Like, she kind of looks like a One Piece character. I don't know. No way, that is totally impossible. What's with that outfit? Yeah, I know. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. Then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? What I saw, part 2. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me. I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering, but I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Blonde really going all out. There was no other person there, but then how the fuck did he die? That's what we're trying to figure out. Because clearly there was another person in there, or else he couldn't have died. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you to have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. Alright, press time. So, are you still upset now? I am always upset. The only time I am not is when I have a piece of art in my hands. It's surprisingly easy to believe that about him, but he's even more upset when Mr. Hicks walked by me. But he did die from blunt force trauma. Change the time over and over again.
Hold it!
Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable was happening. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about the movie starting time. Return back to me my time and money. You understand the point. Movie? Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? Yeah, the movie did say it's starting at 6. Is anyone acting sussy? Not yet. Not yet, PB. A summary of the plot and the start time. Interesting. They were supposed to show License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. I look forward greatly to that movie. I check my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. Hey, sir, have you considered sailing the 7 seas to watch that movie? I even set my pocket watch to destination time when I came on board. So my watch is not wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if that's alright. You see, would not start, so I checked my pocket watch many times. So this movie you mentioned, is it the one listed in the Sky magazine? Yes. So looking forward to watching License to Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. The scenario, was this movie shown on this flight? Yes, it was shown at the scheduled time. Isn't it possible you simply slept through it by accident? Nonsense, you doubt me? No, now stop pointing at me like that. Odd, how did he miss a movie that he was clearly hoping to see? A great number of times, that much I know for sure. Set to my destination's time. I always set it when I board the plane. Sure about what you just testified, Mr. LeBlanc? Yes, of course. I'm a very busy man. I'm immediately busy when I land. I have many places to go and no time to waste adjusting my pocket watch. I see. That was a very valuable statement you just made. Flatter me all you want, but you will not get 1 cent out of me. That's alright. All I require is this piece of testimony. Since you only happened to see if it's possible that you missed something in that glance. Even if I only happened, I did not miss a thing. And how can you be so sure? Just because. Appreciate it if you didn't take my life so lightly just with a simple just because. Well, then I was only making a joke. I saw Mr. Hicks, alright? It's possible that someone was hiding inside. What, you dare insult me? I have belief in my eyesight. When I look for art to sell, I am told often I have great sight for the arts. I think the phrase you were looking for was great sense, although that's debatable. But is it possible someone was just outside of your line of sight? You are persistent. I tell you, I look clearly. Why do you insist that you are absolutely not mistaken? Because when I say I am not wrong, I am not wrong. Mr. LeBlanc, if I may, I think beyond misconceptions and mistakes lies the truth. Funny, that suspiciously mirrors something I told her only a while ago. Honestly, don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying. I don't think he's lying either. But I think he might be mistaken about something. Mistaken? Yes, and I'm going to correct his mistake. Recollection was evidence. Professional attendance was the prowess of a professional prosecutor. Oh! It says departure, but he hasn't set the destination. I'll save it just in case.
Objection!
So he saw the man into the elevator at a wrong time. So there's a gap of time that's unaccounted for. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. So my pocket watch the destination time. Now, if your watch has been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, and the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. If you believe this Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Mr. Nero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right. It was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Zhengfa. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now we are still running on Borginian time. What? time difference between Virginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. What? Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, we'd appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1,000,000 cents on that. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. X 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. Wow. My 1,000,000 cents. This should clear up all of the remaining accusations. So this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15. The question now is, where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are? Yeah, oh. I'm Cammy Melee? Smash Brothers? I'm a flight attendant. What's with that grin? What is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. What do you mean, Cammy? I saw Mr. X sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know. What? How can you be so sure of the time? Oh, that's right, he pushed the call button while we were parked at the transfer point. Sakurai from Sakurai Final Destination? Real? Ah, the stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer in Zhangfa, correct? Yes, it was 4 to 5. Yeah, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. During that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones come aboard this flight? No. Not a single person got off or on in Zhangfa. What about the flight crew? The few who were handling the cargo transfer might have temporarily gotten on or off, but eventually everyone, including Cammy and myself, came back on the plane. So basically, I can assume that no one left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. Hold on, I just want to look at the... Brief stop, Zhangfa. We asked that all passengers remain on board. Thank you for your cooperation. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell you, Mr. Ackby Hicks was there in his seat when we took off again at 5 a.m. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Yo, real dog! Real dog! Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Zhangfa. Ah, you were here the whole time from 5, yes? Dog champ. Rusty, yeah. And you were the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. And then how do we explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him, and then he put the corpse into the elevator. This is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken, but what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Thing happened in this lounge? Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie this crime to a location other than the lounge? Oh, the piggy bank. Just gonna say just in case. Because piggy bank means it came from the shop. The murder weapon, the little piggy bank, is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Is there no way to win with this man? If I may. What is it? Derek 5? Jake, there's no Pokemon to name. Hold on. No, Jake, you get refunded. There's no Pokemon in Ace Attorney. Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Who is that Henry VIII looking at? That is a man we are currently hearing testimony from. Come to think of it. Mr. Nero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. Also, yeah, hello, Stratton. Been in a pub all day? Ooh. Maybe all night? God. So I went to the shop first, and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying that you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? What is that face? Oh, I love. That's. She looks stoned. Aren't you forgetting something, Mr. Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten, but I have already asked him permission to search the entire plane, so I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird. What is? Why does she have a bear? What is that outfit? What is that? Well, the bear is clearly like some kind of plushie, so... Well, I just talked to the captaincy, and he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? I mean, she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. What the bear doing? You said that you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. Mr. Nero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Looks like I get to be in charge now. Please go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth. If you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. I'm still... What kind of flight, a plane, has a shop? So this is the in-flight shop. It's quite a mess in here. You think? Guess I'll have to clean things up then, teehee. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness, I hate cleaning so much. This game. Mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. Very good chance that the killer paid this place a visit. Glass from this display case door is shattered all over the floor. It looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, I think there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat? There are all kinds of luxury name brand merchandise for sale in this display case. They're lined up in such a manner as to scream, "Buy me," to any passerbys. Go eat dinner, maybe go back, so I bid you farewell. Alright, thank you for stopping by though, Stratton. Display cases were of lifesavers and life vests for sale. We sell a lot of those when there's some kind of accident or something. But some people buy them even when there's nothing going on. What about it, Mr. Edgeworth? Care to buy one? I sense that this shop is one shopper away from being sued. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. So, what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here in this shop to prove just the opposite. Why is she falling asleep? Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around. You know? So don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? You know what really show your things? You see that item for sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. What are these? Well, those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight. But in the real world, you try, then buy. No way, but either way, it really doesn't matter. True, either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? Just look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? Are painted on with a lot of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? Certainly making something inside my stomach. Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined taste. You look like you really wanted to get one, and I thought I was going to finally make my first sale, but you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. Teehee, it really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Miss De Niro designed this? Yeah. It was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? Really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so blah. Miss De Niro designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah. You okay? Fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Melee. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has got to be a safety violation. Here, I'll put it back. Stuffed toys, just like the one Miss Melee is holding, that are on display here. They're relatively cheap, which explains why they're displayed so haphazardly. How about it, Mr. Edgeworth? You know you want one too. They're great for when you're stressed. Why do I envision stuffed animal abuse when she says that? So I already got that. Mini captain's hat, yeah. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then, as a present? I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Best. Okay, anything else? Beautiful flowers in a beautiful arrangement. I feel cleansed just by looking at them. Mr. Edgeworth, you're getting pollen all over. Oh, excuse me. See any logic? I want to try something. Okay, yeah. Wow, that worked. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcibly removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Puts hat on bank. I'm a fucking genius. Miles Edgeworth, everybody. Eh, really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So come on, how should I know anything? Since that further inspection of this display case is needed. More rest until I inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. Glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke the door in order to take the piggy bank. But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah, what is it? I touched the glass and it cut my finger. It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. iFly Airlines related books lie on this shelf. History of iFly Airlines, the future of iFly Airlines, 7 wonders of iFly, Flight On, iFly Airlines. Working name, Go You Airlines, iFly Ing. I'll make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Same man as the one portrayed by the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. The bottom shelf, we have the cute one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. The top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess. You just said the first thing came to your mind, right? Looks like I hit the bullseye. What do I deduce, though? The book? Ah. Oops, I didn't mean to click logic. Click. Oh, I guess it helps. Oh, didn't mean to. There's some blood on one of the corners. Could this piggy bank be the murder weapon? That on its head was found inside a display case in the in-flight shop. I wonder if that had any bearing on this case. It says iFly Airlines, you know. I've seen it occur a lot recently, but it's been bothering me greatly. But why does nobody know how to properly capitalize and space and nouns anymore? Anything else? They're like... I'm just gonna... it's probably the pink. Am I... Okay, yeah, okay. I guess I was overthinking it. There's definitely something very unusual about this. About what? The killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly bank. There should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess it'd be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. Piggy Mate must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off of its head at that time, too. Yeah, that's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took Mr. iFly from here after the turbulence. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Melee, and listen when I'm talking. Wow. But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But then, what if, when the killer went to take Mr. iFly, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could have. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Because the suitcases said there's such a safety hazard, so Turbulence should have done something with the suitcases. Yes, there's definitely something wrong here. Well, what's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Melee, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure, they totally ooze strange, like the color and such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. Sorry. Ahem. These suitcases are lined up a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator, hee hee. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Melee. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Teehee. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. What's wrong? Makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something that is not quite right. So unusual about the suitcase? Oh, there's like a stopper or something on one of them.
Take that!
So I don't think it's that strange at all. Well, maybe not. Or is it the fact that there isn't a stopper?
Take that!
Yeah, okay. Very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place or on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And, so it is very unlikely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit that turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? $1,200 price tag. Not exactly priced by someone with a conscience, I'd say. Apparently designed by Miss Tenero herself. The design is certain je ne sais quoi about. I don't know what that means, Edgeworth. Speak English. Yes, perhaps that is the best way to put it. No, I didn't. It would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. A piece of cloth, and it's soaked with blood. Ah, it's blood. Appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Yay! So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used this suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? But aren't you just talking about the cloth, then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe the killer used this suitcase to transport is... the body? Would it be the body?
Take that!
Something that would fit inside a suitcase that is also covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else, which meant the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase in here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Oh, nothing, just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. Says that he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way that I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime scene was not in the lounge, and I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Millet reminded me about Miss De Niro, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. Ooh. Save. Alright. Anyways, I'm just gonna... I think we can end it here. Give us a good cliffhanger. Especially because, you know, I did the first case in one sitting just because I knew it was going to be shorter, but I don't want to do this entire case in one sitting because it's probably going to be a lot longer. So, yeah, let's just go ahead. In stream. Alright. Anyone live? Oh, yeah, of course. My boy Jake is live on the Twitch. Hold on. Real Jake live on Twitch? Yes. So, okay, once OBS unfreezes. Jake real? Yes. I'll actually add this. Alright. Alright, well, I went ahead and started the raid. Hopefully OBS unfreezes, so I can actually do stuff, but Shout out to OBS for freezing. What a great program. Okay, there we go. All right, well, I'll see you guys next time. Later, nerds.